How to find a way where there is no way. When you're inside of a prison and it's closing in on you, and you immediately discount the doors and the windows because they're the most impregnable, and you start looking at the floors and the ceilings and there's a way out, figuratively speaking, because what you're really thinking about is, how can I put one more twist in that will make it interesting to me again? Because handling it and then rehandling it and rehandling it, I've sort of grown bored with playing it and replaying it and hearing it and rehearing it. And I've sort of lost a kind of a perspective on it. And now I've got to find something to do to it. Turn it on its head. Change the white elephant into a Cocker Spaniel. You know, make the boy into the girl. Make it her story instead of his story. Find the center of it. And in the process of this bootstrapping, you come up with something that may be the ending. Now you know where to begin. You can go rethink everything all over. Now you know where you're going to. Now the point is that after about 3 pages as a writer, you have to compel belief so strongly that the reader knows that you know that he knows that you know. I mean, the reader knows that he's in safe hands. He can drop his guard because he doesn't want to read a crippled story and put all this goddamn energy on it. When he knows he's got a good story, he starts to open himself up to sensitivity and willingness to be hurt and to be, and then he's lost in the damn story. Fascination has taken over. Well, this business of getting the reader to that position is to rethink that track of his emotional development as you develop it, and you have to be very good at forgetting. You have to be able to look at that last draft and then forget it, and then look at this draft and measure the impact and know what you're measuring because you've forgotten that one. You've got this one in mind. And this business to compartmentalize, to build up domains over here where you don't even think about that, because I mean all the words and thoughts that pertain to those regions has been focused and put to sleep so that only over here in this part of my brain is awake. And I'll spend hours just mooching around my front yard, smoking, drinking coffee, listening to the radio, waiting for the phone to ring, sketching or drawing on a pad, killing time, walking on the damn streets, trying to slow down to where I'm into the eternal present. The now. The eternal goddamn present. It's a very happy place to be in, to where you're really there. You are there. Everything becomes much more 3D. Everything becomes more formful. The space between things becomes much more apparent. Everything takes on an attitude. Like in this room, see? Those chairs, they say, I'm a chair. And they sit there. They got an attitude. You could see that chair saying, look, I am a goddamn chair. I partake of chairness. I may not be your ultimate chair, but I, sir, am a chair. And that floor looks at all these chairs and says, nonsense. Forget it. Look, you're all alike. Nothing to it. Look at me. I cover everything. I hold the damn thing up. You talk about being a chair. I am the floor. You know, you get that flowing in and out of life itself when you get to that eternal present. And I can do that by sort of emptying my mind, by making endless lists that may be stages in the story, or things to do, or people that I've got to recall back, or maybe a whole bunch of these lists on the same page as they try to organize all these thoughts. And that's just the brain sort of making work and doodling as it goes, drawing in between the sentences, turning the page on its side to write in a note, making a puzzle out of it, and saving all these pages. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes just full of these pages. And I take them out by the armful, and I look at these things from time to time, looking at the delightful drafting and some of the neat artwork and some of the nice caricatures of myself and notes to myself and telephone numbers and people that I don't even hang out with anymore in this clump. My God, I was living in that world, and now I don't even know how to call one of these people. So self-awareness comes with that self-consciousness that I was talking about. One begins to measure oneself. One becomes aware of who he is and what he represents and what he wants to be.
And dark cold and immensities and intergalactic space and darkness and stuff like this. But if I show it to you, I have to stick my camera out the porthole of the spaceship and let you try and gather from what you see of those points of light out there and the blackness that surrounds it. I'll try and let you see 542 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit.